Well, I notice you always have an ad in the dispatch. I figured there might be a story why.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't forget the day. Sometimes, I think you know how the feeling when you move from city to the other. I come from nowhere, and I don't know no one. But when you go to one place and you don't have nobody, and then you find out someone, put you in the situation is amazing. And it's hard to build up a trust or community or family or friend. It's very difficult. But when I get in Columbus, it's different.
You're listening to the Good for Business podcast, where we feature interviews, tips, and tricks from owners, operators, and innovators throughout Mississippi and around the world. And now, your host, Colin Krieger. Welcome to the show this week. We have a local Columbus legend here, probably a legend throughout the whole community, Adel Musa, otherwise known to every single human being on earth as Mr. John. Welcome to the show, Mr. John.
Thank you. Glad to have me. I appreciate you.
Well, I've been wanting to have you on here the whole time, and I'm a little nervous because you're a pretty big deal in town here. But I also know that you're a very private person. You're very humble. I think that's a word that everyone uses for you. And I basically want to have you on here to tell your life story. And would you mind tell me where that starts? Were you born and raised in Yemen? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So
thank you for having me. And my name is Adel Musa, as you said. I born in Yemen. It's a small country in the Middle East, and in southern Yemen, it is in the best. And I finished my school in there, and when I finished my high school, I didn't know where I was going, and we start from there. Was
Yemen? Paint a picture for all of us, because some people are going to think everything's like the desert. And you know what I mean? Like United people from America might. Was where you grew up in Yemen, was it cities, 5-story buildings, 2-story buildings, or was it kind of like the Iran before the...
It's a small... I born in a small town in Abdallah state, I call it. And it's about a 3 hours drive to Aden, the capital of the south at the time. And... is in the mountain we have a house built by rocks, and is 2 stories. Some of them is 1 story. It's not market there at the time when I was there. Is no like supermarket or it's nothing. Basic small area with few houses and a farm. And when we grow on the farm, we walk to the market. It's about 4 or 5 hours walk. And there's no cars at the time. So was small in a small area in the mountain. Okay.
So pretty far away from where you live today.
That's
in
correct.
America. So no electricity, some plumbing?
No electricity, no vehicles driving at the time of the road. It gets life is style as old fashioned.
Did you have a big family?
I do. I have a lot of families, and I've been blessed, and they all travel everywhere in the world.
Any brothers and sisters when you were growing up there?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what gets you from Yemen out of Yemen?
Well, when I finished my high school, the time Yemen becoming united, South and North together. And we didn't have no United States embassy in the South at the time. And my stepfather was in Seattle, Washington. And I was, after school, I didn't know what I was doing, what direction to go. And either way to go to military or go to college. And at the time when Yemen becoming united, the South and North, the North side have the United States Embassy in Sana'a. And I talked to him on the phone, and he said, look, let's come to America. And I said, well, I'll be glad to do it. And it's a dream for me. And we started filling up the paperwork, and good Lord has got to work out. And I come in 1992 to Seattle, Washington.
So not bad. So you land in Seattle. And of course, Seattle, that's really at the peak of Seattle. I mean, Seattle's big, but at that point, Nike, Microsoft growing up, were you in downtown Seattle? Or
actually, it's about 40 miles from Seattle to Tacoma.
Tacoma? Okay.
Yes.
I know right where it is. So.
Tacoma right there. And I stayed there for 8 years.
And so I guess when you were in Yemen, you were essentially working on the family farm. Is that correct?
Correct.
What was your first job when you got to the United States?
That's with my stepfather. He have a deli and groceries together, kind of sandwiches and grocery. And he been teaching me all this relegation and how it works out. And I start with him. What's
an example of Yemen cuisine? Is anybody going to be aware of anything in the United States of Yemeni? Is it Yemenis? Am I saying Yemenis?
Yemenis.
What's a cuisine or food that you ate when you were a kid, or have you brought any of that over with you?
Well, I started a little bit, but there's not a lot of traffic for it. You know, the most of it is like a rice and chicken or lamb and rice. But a lot of times, either way, when I put it in, is not a lot of traffic for it. And, you know, a few people know about it. But now I don't want to start it now, but I started with American sandwiches and daily
doing just fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had a friend who was from Iran. I used to call it Persian food, but rice and tomatoes and lamb and that sort of thing. But
yes.
Again, if you were in New York, I think you'd have an audience for it. So how long did you work at his deli? I
stayed there till 1999, almost 8 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it a busy place?
It's a busy place. It's still established today.
Oh, really?
They're really busy all the way.
Okay. And was there other family working there?
My brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big part that most people don't understand in American cultures. The closest thing to American is, I would say, Italian Americans have a culture of working together over multiple generations, and then we have a lot of Indian people and Italian and Mexican, Hispanic people who come here, and the whole family lives together, the whole family works together. They save up enough money, and they get their other hotel or other restaurant and did that. Was that what you thought you were headed towards?
That's what it was. We are three of us and working together, and plus my stepfather and his wife, and after a whole bunch of us, I got my citizenship in 1998, and I went back to Yemen. Married, went to the embassy, and they, the consuls tell me, look, approve me place for you to stay, and approve for your wife place. And I was, we all live like a family all together. Yeah. Me, my brother, my stepmother, my stepdad, and all of us in one house. And I'll let you go to your wife. And I said, well, I'm going to go back to the United States. I'm going to be independent. I can be, my brothers and everybody, and I decided to take off.
So was your wife with you in Seattle or in Yemen?
In Yemen.
Did you know her in Yemen before you went to America?
Yes.
So you came back, like she waited for you?
She did. Like I told you, we're in the small town, and everybody know together. But when I get married, I told her I'm going to go back, and I have to, because the consul of the United States told me if you prove a place for you, I can let you have your wife to enter the United States with no problem, because I have to prove place for established family.
Yes.
And I told her, just hanging out, and I'm gonna go down there and back and to see what works out for me.
And so so that would have been 1998.
1998. Yes.
And what was your next stop?
Well, next stop, I do love my stepfather and my brothers and family. I hate to leave away, and I was kind of like 80% to put coffee shop in downtown Tacoma. But I can, I felt not be close to the family, and they need help because they're busy all the time, and them more depend on me with the other. So. And I said, I'm going to do a further way. I went to New York, to Rochester, New York. And it's kind of, for me, it's different than I was, and very difficult. And I stayed there about 6 months. And I flew to Memphis. A friend of mine in Memphis said, look, we have a job for you coming up. And I went back to Memphis. I worked with a little convenience store for one guy from Yemen, and this friend of mine, and worked, I think, maybe 8 months. And same time, I'm trying to get my wife home from overseas. because of the paperwork and the long processing. And real estate agents stopped by, and he's, saw my language and I'm doing good. And he asked me, "Did you own this place?" I said, "I don't. I'm working." He said, "I'm going to put you in business." And I said, "Well, it's kind of a dream for me, and a good Lord, I hope maybe you're right direction." And, back and forth until he's got me in one supermarket with 18% of the share in it. And at the time, and I think, "Oh, good Lord, it's been a blessing for me to get in there, to get my wife and get my established place." That's all my dream, to get my place and to establish so I can get my family from overseas. My first daughter born in Yemen, and the paperwork started for my wife, and I got to the supermarket. We started running smooth. All is kind of, for me, is going really good. And I'm trying to find some place so I can get in, like a house, for my family. September 11 happened. And locked up everything I have in my dream completely up. That's how ask me how I started moving up.
Yeah.
And lost my share. We used to do really good, and it's dropped. It dropped, probably 80% of sale, and it's already hurt.
Did it drop because of natural business or because y'all were immigrants from the Middle East at the time?
September 11, which one I agree. Yeah. At the time, you didn't trust who you with and who you're talking. Even myself, be honest with you, you see a friend, I'd not even trust my friend. Everybody gets checking from the other one. The time is very difficult. As the same people who they have the other share from me, they ask me, "Did you wanna, leave, or you wanna stay with us?" And I tell them, "Well, if someone offer me a little money, I take it. They offer me some money, I'll sell." And I work for another person. I called my wife. I told her, "Look, everything is locked up for processing paperwork," and she kind of upset about it. She think I'm not gonna try and get it in, and they didn't believe what I've been through. Basically, that's why they think it's something is unreal. I sent her whatever I got there to get an apartment in the city so they can stay in, because they didn't have no place, fancy to stay on. I work for another person for temporarily, and I'm starting looking everywhere so I can find place to do it again, what I was planning. I went to Arkansas, part of Kentucky, Millington, Tennessee, you name it. I've been everywhere. And finally is Brooksville, Mississippi. Is one of this Yemeni guy have they kind of broken ship, and they cannot get a loan. And I tell them, "Well, I'm interested." At the time, financial, I'm not big financial money, and it's kind of work out, and I got in. I went to the city of Brooksville. I asked the mayor, "Look, that's me. That's my citizenship. Social Security after September 11 is difficult." And I agree. I'll be honest with you.
And you chose Brooksville, Mississippi, which is where most people would think that'd be the least welcoming area.
A small town. And I said, "Everybody, look, I'm right here." Because, you can, I said, "Well, I'm going to be here by myself." They're going to, people run away. Where do you come from? What are you doing in here?
Where was the store down there? Because that was before my time. I know where the bakery is. Okay.
That big studio, me and the bakery, that B&B, the little gas station right there next to the bakery.
Okay.
And that was kind of interesting, to be honest with you. And the mayor is very nice, Mr. Smith. He welcomed me in the city council, and they said, "You're more welcome." I told him, "That's Ryan right here. If you want to check or you guess whatever you want to do." I got into the store, and it was really low. The income is middle nowhere. I'll be honest with you, good Lord had been picked up for me from the first week. And I didn't know, I've been getting, sent some money on work 7 days a week. No time to go to check the bakery or buy anything. I sent someone give me donuts from there, to keep me going. And the deli restaurant is still in my heart to put deli and food. I didn't talk about Columbus. It's not in my plan. And I got me a mobile home, and I said, well, this is a good place for me. I got mobile home and still work for my wife to come in, and I got my daughter is already there born in Yemen, and I used to cook hamburgers for myself in the gas station because I didn't have no permit, only for the visa. I'm selling Hunter Brother visa. And a lot of times when customers come in and smell it, say, give me a cheeseburger. I thought it's not for sale, it's for me, but you can have a sample. And from the Hunter Brother visa, a lot of people, they come and they buy pizza, they see what other food I've been cooking. And they tell me, look, why don't you put hamburgers? It's not in my plan for the hamburger, but I started cooking hamburger. I got me, permit, and I started cooking hamburger for the Gog Farmer, the little grill. Cisco rep, they come and they talk to me and said, look, okay, what else you need besides the hamburger? I thought, I'm going to plan to make sandwiches. And I start one after one, a little bit operation. I can find the bread to get in Brooksville. Finally, we find some factory, and me and the salesman from Cisco, this in Buffalo, New York. They kind of have a dough and they send it to me. And I started doing this, the French bread. I never thought about the bakery that been selling sandwiches.
Oh.
The owner of the bakery, she come in all the time, buy pizza from me, buy gas, and Mennonite, all of them, they almost my customer, and is, a blessing. And when I started doing the sandwiches, the catfish plant, it was open at the time. You name it, from 11 o'clock all the way till I close. So you normally close 11 o'clock at night. It's busy all day. And one day, the police officer, he come in and he said, look, John, you got the bakery business. Because people eating the top of the freezer. And I said, Lord, I'm not being, with the bakery selling donuts and, sweet goods, and I'm not, coffee. But he said, no, they're selling sandwiches. I said, go give me pastrami. I gave him money. He said, give me 6.5 pastrami. He went down there, he gave me one. And I said, Lord, I'm going to be right here. I have to do something. And the same week, when I'm, in struggling with the situation, my wife have interview in the embassy in Yemen. She went down there because it's about 6-hour drive. She got approved for her visa. And I said, that's going to be the key for me. I'm not going to do, stop in here. I told the salesman from Cisco, I'm going to cut the sandwiches off. I'm going to, cook a couple of hamburgers, and I'm going to keep the pizza. Because I don't want to be competition in here with the bakery, and it's not right for me. Even if I, get more business, but it's still in my system, it not be right. He said, they're doing good. I'm her salesperson. They doing well, and you're doing good, both of you. And I said, no. I'm telling you, it's this kind of direction coming one after one. So my wife called, a gas company called me one this morning. He said, what do you think about Columbus? The same people who own the gas in Brooksville. I thought, Columbus is not too far from me. I'm going to go check it out. They tell me about the address for this location where I'm at. I drive in here and I find out it was catching fire at the time. It's burned. And there's a lot of damage. Walking cooler broke and floor, ceiling. And I tell them, well, what do you think? They said, okay, we're going to fix it and you're more welcome if you want to. I said, I'm going to be in. And we moved. And at the same time, when I got in Columbus, I didn't have nobody. Only a few guys working for the ambulance and couple attorney. They go to refuge. They stop by and getting gas from Brooksville. That's it, basically. And I tell them I'm moving to Columbus. Everybody excited, They said, okay, well, we're going to get hamburger from you and sandwiches. And that's what I moved to Columbus.
And was how long was your wife with you then? Or
so she come from Yemen in not even 3 months. And we decided, she come, and this decision coming up with it, the gas company, we're not even planning to move to Columbus. That's when it's coming all in one. It's changing. I didn't did it. It's good Lord did it. It's coming up with it, and I move it up.
So when you left Yemen, the first place you spent the night was in Seattle, I guess. Really, I mean,
yes.
The travel. But your wife comes to Columbus, Mississippi, which is a lot smaller. Was when you're overseas in a smaller country, is your version of America New York City? Is that what she was expecting, or was it a little small for her?
I'll be honest with you, even me, not only her. When I was in Seattle, I'm thinking America, it'd be anywhere you go, would be the same. But when I've been in New York and I've been in Memphis, and I look, it's kind of, it depends what spot you're in. And I told my wife when she comes, look, is America is not like what you plan, because people thinking you, like you said, in New York, or, you can see 100-story building, but it's not, And a lot of times people overseas, they think it's different what we see.
Well, I'd imagine the same way people would think of Yemen and just think, I always think of that when I see the old footage of Iran in the 1960s, where I'm like, oh, Iran looked like Atlanta, and then all of a sudden it didn't. So the same thing.
And even with the culture too. Because example, when she come from Yemen, like example from my wife, I have a friend of mine. The time he come in, his wife bring some food, and he bring food to me. And when my wife come, he think, who you want to tell her welcome. He come in, he's trying to get her a hug, and my wife keeps running about 20 feet. Run away, because
yes.
You're dealing with the cultures, we're dealing with, and I had to explain it to him, and I didn't explain it to her how, this should be worked. But
so y'all get the store going here. How was it a success day one? What year was it here?
2006.
Oh, that's why I got here in 2005.
When Hurricane Katrina.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it's been 20 years and 10 days.
There you go. That's on February 6th. That's where Hurricane Katrina, I was in Brooksville at the time. And,
okay.
Yes.
So did the store here start off pretty good, or was it slow going?
I'll be honest with you, when we move in here, is a few customers, they know about it, and I got the dispatch one time, they coming up and wrote down an article about us, and it moved very well. It's not hurting, we get established in about 6 months.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, I notice you always have an ad in the dispatch. I figured there might be a story why.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't forget the day. Sometimes, I think you know how the feeling when you move from city to the other. I come from nowhere, and I don't know no one. But when you go to one place and you don't have nobody, and then you find out someone, put you in the situation is amazing. And it's hard to build up a trust or community or family or friend. It's very difficult. But when I get in Columbus, it's different. I've been in Memphis. Took me 4 years to, know some customers to know who they are or what you are. But in here in Columbus, it was quick.
Well, I had the same response when I got here. I still remember the feeling of feeling welcome.
That's correct.
Town. And people found out where we lived within a day. I mean, just the people, we were the Katrina people. And so they found us and were more than generous. And that's the main reason that we've stayed. When you first opened, what kind of food did you have? Was there already food at this, or was it more of just a gas station when you bought?
Well, not you guys, and also the sandwiches. What I was started in Brooksville, and I cut them down, and I got the sandwiches, hamburger, and full menu. I put all menu. I put a bunch of stuff in case if someone didn't like one item, so he got another one.
There you go. And so. So your son, so you have, how many, talk about your family. How many kids we got?
3 boys and a girl.
Okay. I've never met the girl, but I've seen at least 2 of the boys working at the store.
Yeah, that's right.
And so how long, you had them working there? If the authorities are not listening, they were there at 8 years old, I would say, huh? Working?
Well, and I do it like this, when we got in here, because even the kids that come in, when my wife come in, and here we have only my daughter, we start having kids. And we didn't have no like aunts or sister or someone to put him in, and I can put him home by himself. And I can put him in daycare because I didn't have nobody to get him and take care of them. Yeah. I kept him with us. And I, be honest with you, most of the time, the customer, they come and order food, and I put them in the chair there in front of ours to keep eye, and the customer, they helping us. And they grow up with us.
No, that's great. I saw him there the other day. I snuck in when you weren't there the other day. So, and your wife's been working with you. I know when we started becoming friends 10 or 12 years ago, I noticed you really never had help there. It was just you and her.
That's right.
And then that's why before we're not going to go into the whole thing. But when you had an incident a few years ago where somebody was breaking into your stores and messing your stuff, and you got briefly arrested, and they let go, and they dropped all the charges. But the community came together that day. How did that make you feel emotionally to know? Because you've touched so many lives in town. You've been not only generous with the people at your store, but I know that you support a lot of charities. I know you're very fond of the sheriff's department, police department, elected officials. How did it make you and your wife and your family feel when you got that overwhelming response?
I appreciate you too, and to be honest with you, is like I tell you, when you move to some place and you didn't have family, and you didn't know how they feel about you. This accident has happened is for a reason. When this happened, if you believe me, good Lord, no, I will take this the money. I take the food to the school. And I've been praying and thinking, how am I going to get out of this? I don't know. They're going to be behind me like this. And I coming back, trying to find out who my attorney, who I'm going to call. And I know, most of them, and who I'm going to choose. I coming back, is the cards already in the deli. My wife told me they stop in here, and I look. And in the same time, I called my girl in the deli. I said, can you find me this lawyer in the phone numbers? But when I get back, everything is kind of feeling as something is not real about this. And a few days when you stop by and everybody stop by and everybody kind of spread the word, I felt completely out of the situation, and I felt I'm just, born again, basically. New life for me, and I let him say I'm gonna let him handle it, the community, and I'm out. And it's for real. It's happened, and they fix it. And,
well, you deserved the attention from that, and
I appreciate that.
And I was part of leading that was asking that. It seems like did that give you the courage to hire help? I know it's not always easy to find help, but I remember 6 months later or so you were going on a vacation for the first time, and
they over me a couple of weeks. They said, let's go, we're gonna do changing in the deli, and we decided to get away to Atlanta, and we're coming back as everything is they moved the fountain machine, they moved the counter, the paint, they're doing excellent job. And we, to be honest, we surprised me and my wife and the kids, how love and respect from this community, and it been blessing.
And that was your first vacation?
for a long time. You know, we planned to go overseas or plan to have 1 or 2 days off, but we can't. But at that time, we're not going to forget this.
Okay. Your kid, that was the first time your kids had been on a trip, huh?
That's so.
So are you able to take a trip now if you wanted? Because you do have a little bit of help.
Now we have help. And with the support from, you know, sometimes when you didn't know your support or you didn't know the community, you feel uncomfortable. Like now, I can have the restaurant is unlocked, or you know, I feel comfortable. They know where I'm, you know, maybe have a day off. Then they're gonna get upset. Normally, you know, you feel like okay, if I close 1 day or 2, they're gonna be upset. There's a lot of customers. They come in and friends. They said, "We happy to have a couple of days off. We happy for y'all," and that's give me more blessing and more appreciate what they feel about it.
And so now, business-wise, I remember right after y'all had too much business. Is that fair to say?
We've been non-stop, and I've been blessed, and I appreciate y'all.
So have you changed anything about the menu in the last couple of years?
We kept it the same. It's kind of the most of the time when the customer come in, they already know they put their finger in the menu. I don't want to change it or swap around or do design or do anything. We decide to keep it the way that's normal. Is make it easy on them.
And do you sell? I noticed it in there, but I've never asked you. Do you sell any of the meat or cheese in the cooler separately?
I do.
Like I've said, I didn't know. I've never asked. Like, oh, can I get 2 pounds of ham?
Yes, we do selling cheese by itself. Sometimes, you know, if someone needs regular tomatoes or onion or lettuce, produce, we sell it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good. And what is your wife's name for the crowd to know?
Nama.
No. How long have y'all been married?
Is 1999. How many years? You count it. 20. We didn't count it. Almost 30 years. Was she appreciative of the community coming back? I know it's again like I've had people say like when I've taken a picture of you, they like take a picture of her, and every time I've tried, I get the hand up, and I know that's still a cultural. Yeah, that's like I was explaining to you when I was in Brooksville is. Okay, she looking now. She start know about you know the cultures when you go in overseas. You can you know take a picture of the lady. That's where it comes, and you can have and don't take me wrong. You know in this because some places women's work in supermarket. Women do a hard job than men.
Yeah,
but it took a little time till she realized. She understands now, but you know, normal overseas, no one can come and take a picture for wife and or lady or something. They get upset about it, but she's realized and she understands.
Well, that's good. And where are your children now? Where's your daughter? You got a daughter and the son.
She's in Louisiana, married with 3 kids.
Really? Where's she at in Louisiana?
In Fidelia.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
close to Natchez.
I know right where it is. And I see 2 of the boys at the shop, right? Still?
Yes.
Okay. And then what grades are they in?
There's Michael's going to be last year for him. He's going to go to the state, hopefully. That's what he planned. And we see.
Now that do you still have the same bread that you were using in
Yes.
Brooksville? Because you're pretty famous for the bread.
Yeah, we bake it almost 3 times a day.
Really?
Yes.
That's a lot of work. And let's start talking about if people want to support you or buy stuff there. Some people don't know, but you're on the corner. Is that Gardner and Tuscaloosa? Is that the way to describe it?
That's right. It's 212 Tuscaloosa Road and is on Highway 50. And
yeah, depending on which way you do it. And do y'all do, as far as catering, I know you do big orders. Do y'all do catering where you deliver it when you can?
Well, I used to deliver when if we have help, it depends.
Yeah.
I can deliver, no problem. But the most of the time they come in, they order and they pick it up.
Okay. And is there anything for catering that's not on the menu, or is it just pretty much the menu?
We have the family size sandwich, is almost between 20 to 24 inches long.
Well, for people knowing that if you go, especially if Mr. John sees you, you can order a 6-inch, 9-inch?
3, 6, 9, and family size.
3,
12.
3, 6, 9, and 12. Now, if he knows you and you order a 3 or 6 or a 9, he's going to give you a 12, no matter what. He tries to overwhelm you with that. Of course, you have baklava Is that a tradition? Does baklava also
Correct.
in Yemen?
Yes, in Middle East, all.
I know it's all over. I know
yes.
Greece, and I'm more familiar with it with Greece and Iran and that
Yes.
sort of thing, but I just didn't know how far down it came. And then what's in your special cookies? We want the exact recipe right now. I'm grabbing a pen. What's the official name of the cookies if you were coming from Yemen?
It's chocolate chip, but it's royale. You can say royale.
Royale?
Mixed, yes.
Okay, what's it got? Walnuts in it and stuff?
You got walnut, you got nuts, you got chocolates, and I'm not going to tell you the rest.
It's got to be top secret. So, anything else I need to let the public know? I'm very appreciative of you coming because I didn't think you'd want to talk this much. I've always found you to be a very generous and very humble man, and didn't like when I was taking pictures of you, I always felt awkward that I was putting you on the spot. So.
Well, you did, and I appreciate you because with there's a lot of times like I thought I'd do with the package and the dispatch, but you did more is to connect with all my customers, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate every single one. They supporting us, and some people they've been sending customer, and also from West Alabama too, and base and everybody, and I do appreciate everyone. So I wish if I can do anything for anybody. So.
Well, y'all been staying busy then, right?
We have been blessed. I'm not complaining a bit.
And how many, what hours per the day can they come in and get sandwiches?
We open at 7 and till 8. But if someone come in at 7 o'clock, we do breakfast like a biscuit. If they need a sandwich or cheeseburger, I'd be glad to do it.
Okay.
Yes. It's not serving time. When we open and they need something, we do it.
And don't forget about them when you need gas. I try to get gas when I go over on that side of town.
Absolutely. We keep the gas and our time is open. If someone running late or early morning before we open is open, they can, use the card outside. And when we open, we're ready to cook.
Oh, good deal. Well, when y'all hear this, make sure y'all go over to see Mr. John and his family at United Deli. Is there anything else you want to tell the great city of Columbus?
I love them, and I appreciate everything they've done for me.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to the podcast. My name is Colin Krieger, and my day job is real estate. If you're looking to buy or sell, I'd love to talk to you. Or if you just want to sit and talk real estate in a no-pressure situation, I'd love to help you. I work with RE/MAX Partners in Starkville, Columbus, and West Point, Mississippi. I can help you find an agent anywhere in Mississippi or anywhere in the country. Just reach out to our office at 662-327-7705 or find me anywhere when you type in 662-329-SOLD.